Yeah, I'm sure by now many of you have heard about the 19 to 21 people killed, 19 children and two teachers in Texas. Now, it wasn't even 8 days ago that 10 brothers and sisters were killed in Buffalo by a racist white man. Let's just call the shit for what it is. And here you got the so-called president condemning white supremacy when this bastard is the one who wrote the 1991 crime bill locking black people up. But he wanted to condemn it. See, this is how stupid black people are for believing this man that he's going to save the black people. This man don't give a fuck about no black people. Because as soon as he got into office, this motherfucker signed the gay law. What even 24 hours he was in office, he signed the gay law. The same thing Obama did during his second term. But anyway, this is from Al Jazeera. I mean, personally, I don't really care for Western media, but it's just kind of funny to read it once in a while because you can sift through all the lies and the BS that they like to put in here. They try to make it look like that Biden gives a fuck about black people. Biden don't care about no black people. Here we go. President Joe Biden condemned the poison of white supremacy in the body politic in the United States after a gunman, of course, you know, so they should be called a terrorist, killed 10 people at a market in a majority black neighborhood of Buffalo, New York on Saturday. So basically, just within this first paragraph, they're disregarding the fact that those were 10 black people who were killed in that supermarket in Buffalo. Hate and fear are being given too much oxygen by those who pretend to love America but who don't understand America. Don't nobody understand America. America pushed this notion of humanity and diversity. We are in the belly of the beast. This is what America is. All this BS talk about America as high morality, that's all garbage. America ain't never been high morality. Look what they did to our people. So don't believe the hype. They want to preach morality all over the world, but came and take care of business in their own backyard. I mean, first of all, this is not the white people land to begin with because they robbed it from the Indians. And then forced our people to build it for them. So where's the humanity in that? But anyway, hate and fear are being given too much oxygen by those who pretend to love America, but who don't understand America. Biden told a group of victim families, local officials, and first responders in Buffalo on Tuesday. We're the most multiracial, most dynamic nation in the history of the world. Now's the time for the people of all races from every background to speak up as a majority of Americans and reject white supremacy. Do you just hear the nonsense in this paragraph? There's nothing dynamic about this country. It's full of terrorists, which is the white folks. Black people, we've been talking about this for many, many decades, and yet we are still being redlined. We are still being murdered in the streets. We don't have no laws to protect us. That's why I don't understand why we are even in this country. We should be going back to Africa. But you know, you got majority of black people here in America who want to believe they American. Even after 402 years of enslavement, because trust and believe, we are still in the same position as we were 400 years ago. Make no mistake. Most of us are just living in an illusion. We're not living in reality. We think these white people are our friends. How are these colonizers our friends, our allies? They don't give a fuck about black people. They don't even give a fuck about themselves. And yet you see a lot of this interracial interracial relationships with black women and white men, black men with white women, and so on and so forth. But these are the same people who's supposed to be our allies. Preach this sick definition of diversity. White people don't know nothing about no diversity. They don't even know nothing about humanity. 402 years of enslavement. That's not to mention 230 something years of chattel slavery. And you mean to tell me these motherfuckers know about humanity when they was raping black women, using black babies as alligator bait, putting laws while our people were in chains. And they have the nerve to talk about we're all humans, preaching humanity to the rest of the world. We're not even going to talk about what they did to our brothers and sisters in Africa. They was out there killing them by the millions, stealing the resources, and making other black people in Africa kill each other to maintain the theft that the Europeans did. It's still going on today. I don't even know if I want to finish reading this. Biden's remarks were a response to the action of Peyton Gendron, an 18-year-old white male who police say traveled 320 kilometers, 200 miles from his home in rural New York to kill black people in Buffalo, the state's second largest city. The shooter wore bulletproof vests and painted the N-word on the barrel of his semi-automatic rifle and the number 14, a reference to a white supremacist slogan. He issued a 180-page manifesto that pushed anti-black and anti-Jewish conspiracy called replacement theory. See, but he didn't kill no Jewish people. He killed black people. And remember, Jewish is not a race. And in his broadcast, the first 2 minutes of his shooting spree on Twitch, an online streaming platform popular with video, okay, skip all that. These actions we've seen in these hate-filled attacks represent the views of a hateful minority. We can't allow them to distort America, Biden said, calling the racism that motivated Saturday's mass shooting evil. So when you wrote the 91 crime bill, that wasn't evil? You did nothing to rectify that. And yet black people still voted for you. This shows you how naive a lot of black people are. Replacement theory is a racist ideology which has moved from fringe white nationalist circles to mainstream politics that alleges white people and their influence are being intentionally replaced by people of color. I really hate that term, people of color. The nation must reject the lie of racist replacement theory exposed by people like the Buffalo market shooter, Biden said. So if you feel that strongly about racism, Biden, why have you not revoked the 91 crime bill that you wrote? Why have you not given people equal access to money and resources in this country? Why is our people still being redlined? Why is it so hard for black people in this country to start a business? Can't get no business loans. But remember, this is the most diverse country in the world that preaches humanity. You so full of shit, Joe Biden. I don't know what my people see in you. Because you ain't did shit for our people. You ain't been doing shit, and you're going to continue not to do shit for our people. You use black people as stage prompts to push this notion that you care about them. Because remember, in 2 years, you got election coming up. And I'm sure you want to be reelected again for a second term. Your old ass need to sit down and focus on your drug addict son. You already done fucked up the lives of black people. And continue to do it. And we supposed to be concerned about what you say. See, black people like myself, see all through your bullshit. Y'all want to push this shit about these gun laws. How many gun laws have been passed and it still haven't stopped these shootings? What about black people being killed by the police? That ain't stopped. Yeah, you see more black people being locked up than the fucking police who's out here killing us. Where's the justification in that? And like I said, this is no gunman. This is a fucking terrorist. Just call him for what he really is. He's a white terrorist. You know, they kill me. Man, this government kills me. How they go around the world calling other people terrorists when here in the United States they commit the most terrorism. You going over to other countries, taking their resources and killing their people if they don't comply. But these are people who are terrorists who are fighting against you. These people, other nations don't have embassies here. United States got embassies all over the world. And here we go with some with the NAACP. It's important for him to show up for the families and the communities and express his condolences, said Derek Johnson, the president of NAACP. But we're more concerned with preventing this from happening in the future. How many times we done heard this already? We want to prevent this in the future. This shit been going on for 400 plus years. It's not going to stop. If it hasn't stopped within the first 10 years, it's never going to stop. 402 years this has been going on. This is not new. The only thing that's new is the methods. And the NAACP is a fucking joke. When the NAACP was created by 3 fake Jews and 3 Negroes. So just with that alone, that already tells you that it's not going to be to the benefit of black people. When is black people going to wake up out of this fantasy that we have allies in the United States? We don't. We only got ourselves. So to end this video, I just want to extend my deepest condolences to the families of the victims of this Buffalo shooting. Can't believe it's been a week and 2 days. And there's already 21 more people killed. Predominantly Hispanic school. So, no disrespect to Hispanics, but that's your problem. Black people, we have our own problems that we need to solve. And quit being compassionate about everybody else's issues. Because, best believe, they have no compassion for ours. And it's been shown on many occasions. We are not in the we are the world. This is us versus them. And I'm just going to end it right here. You can like, comment, subscribe to the video. Leave your thoughts. Leave your opinions. Tell me what you think. Biden's full of shit. He's part of the racist white system. I don't know why black people voted for him. If our people is gonna vote, we need to create our own party. Fuck the Democrats and fuck the Republicans because they work together. Very deceitful. Republicans don't give a fuck about black people, not much less the Democratic Party. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in Africa. I love y'all, man. And I want to offer my condolences to the deaths of them young children who got killed in this school. And to the young sister who was stoned to death for her truth and beliefs. I'm done.